Hello, my name is Arleen Damon, and I teach a healing yoga class at Roots to Wings Healing and Yoga Center. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a healing yoga class. We're going to start seated and then stand up. And if you're up for it, a little stretching down on your back, and then end with seated. So seated doesn't mean you have to be sitting on a yoga mat with your legs crossed in front of you. Feel free to find a comfortable position, whether it's in a chair or on the floor. So in Roots to Wings, we talk about three bodies. Your physical body, which you can feel, your energy body, and I don't know if you can see this, but this is one of those little guys you might see in an acupuncture office with all the lines running. So your stomach meridian is here, and your lung meridian starts in the thumb. So we also work on the energy body, and then your spiritual body, which really can just be your intellect, your thoughts. So now let's all begin together, finding yourself a comfortable spot. Perhaps closing your eyes for a moment and feeling your sits bones, either on a cushion or on a chair. Relaxing your arms next to your body. We're going to begin with a little bit of breathing and allowing yourself to arrive, if you can, in each moment. So turning our palms up, and as we breathe in, our arms float up. Turning the palms down as we slowly breathe out. So here we go together. A nice breath in as the arms float up. And a breath out as they come back down to your side. And again, a breath in. And a breath out. Perhaps imagining you're landing right here in this moment. The last one, a breath in. And a breath out. Allowing your shoulders to relax, your hands to relax. Claiming this moment, this practice. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up to a standing position, we're going to do tapping, body tapping, which is something that we do at Roots to Wings. And there's really no right or wrong. It's a great way to get rid of stagnant energy, to wake up energy, and to come from our minds into our bodies. John O'Donohue, the great Celtic poet, used to say, our bodies know what to do. Our bodies know how to be born, dance, and it's our minds that make us homeless. So the idea of the tapping is to bring your energy down and come into your body. So standing as straight as you can and just feeling your feet on the earth. Your shoulders are relaxed. And now check in with your body. Just notice. Do you feel some aches and pains? some of your body feel numb. Just doing like a starting point. And then when you're ready, it's with your right fist on your left chest. And it's very gentle tapping. And now, if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, just so you can focus on the vibration that you're causing in your body. Right now, you're tapping on your lung meridian and your stomach meridian. And our stomach holds worry, so breathing out and letting go. And then when you're ready, you move to the left shoulder, tapping all around, just noticing any tightness. And then turning the palm up as you come down the inside of that left arm, tapping all the way down until you get to your hands. And then just feel your hands come awake. Turning the left hand over as you tap on the top, so you're tapping on your fingers. Your lung meridian starts in your thumb, so really getting your thumb and slowly coming up the top of that left arm. And stopping at your shoulder. And then lifting that arm and tapping your left armpit. Sometimes the first time you do this, it can feel a little startling. This happens to be your heart meridian. So maybe close your eyes. You can be as gentle with your tapping as you like. And just imagine maybe you're giving your heart a nice little massage. And then coming down the left side. And when you're ready, it's the left fist on the right chest. And once again, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and get in to that very vibration. And then slowly that left hand moves to the right shoulder, taps all around, and then coming down the inside of that right arm, coming all the way down and clapping your hands, and just noticing that sensation. And moving to the top of the hand, the fingers, don't forget the thumb. And slowly coming up the top of that right arm and tapping on the shoulder and raising the arm and tapping on the right armpit and then coming down that right side. And then when you're ready, it's either open palms or fists as you tap just below your ribs. So now you're tapping on your organs, your stomach on the left, your liver on the right, so tapping all around. Exhaling. Letting go of any tension that you're holding in your organs. And when you're ready, moving to your kidneys behind. You can either bend over or stand up. So our kidneys are just below the ribs in the back. And our kidneys hold fear. You've probably heard about sometimes children and they get really frightened, might be their pants. Just tapping and breathing and letting go. And then the hands move to the tailbone, and they move around on the hips. So we have now I'm talking more muscles and energy lines, but we have our psoas in the front of the hips. And that gets tight, so tapping on that, tapping on the actual hip joints, and then coming around to the glutes. Really waking everything up, and you want to make sure that your arms are relaxed. Kind of like, I forgot to remind you, your arms are now like spaghetti noodles, just completely relaxed. Otherwise, you can get exhausted. So relax the arms and just tapping around on the hips. And we're going to tap down the backs of the legs. That's your kidney lines again. So tapping down the backs of the legs until you get down to your feet. And if you can reach your feet, you're tapping your feet and your toes. And your toes and your feet. And then slowly coming up the front of the legs. Being gentle with the knees, tapping up the thighs, coming to the hips again. And now as we go down the outside of the legs, you're tapping your stomach meridian, going all the way down, and the outside ankle, and the inside ankle. And then slowly coming up the inside of the legs, that's your spleen meridian. And once you're all the way up, you're tapping just 2 inches below your belly button. It can be open palms or fists. Your shoulders are relaxed. And you're focusing either on this place that you're tapping, which is, in yoga language, is your second chakra, which is an energy wheel that grounds you to the earth. It's also called your core. In Korea, it's called your Janjan. And in psychology, sometimes they call it your second brain. So bringing your thoughts either to your second chakra or to your feet. And then when you're ready, slowly stop. And try not to move. Notice your body again. Just noticing if there's been any change from when we started our tapping. And now we're going to proceed with what we call a Tai Chi massage. So placing your hands behind your neck. So some people think of this as it just feels good. Some people think of it as kind of sealing in all that yummy energy you just stored up. So slowly the hands come down the front of the body and then slide around to behind. Slowly going down the backs of your legs, onto your feet, and slowly up the front of your legs. And then ending with your palms over your second chakra which happens to be kind of the very center of your body. And closing your eyes and making an intention for your class today. Something simple and sincere. It might be peace, health, joy, compassion. And taking a nice breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, this time as you breathe in through your nose, perhaps imagining your intention is just floating on that breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. So relaxing the arms next to your body. We're going to do a little bit of just working our way through our body. So starting with the neck, which is actually the top of the spine, I'd like you to pin, we call it binding, pin that left arm behind your body. And all that does is keep that left shoulder stationary. And now take a nice breath in, and we begin by dropping the left ear towards that left shoulder. And now perhaps your eyes are closed and you just imagine some loving person. As you breathe in, they guide your head up. And as you breathe out, you drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. It doesn't have to be far. You're not forcing anything. You're just breathing into a stretch down the muscles in your neck and into your shoulder. And then slowly coming back up and releasing that arm and binding the right arm behind you. And the reason why we do this is without even noticing, our shoulder wants to move, to change, to either increase what we're doing or whatever, but it sure changes us in the stretch in the neck. So again, starting by gently dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. Eyes can be closed or open. As you breathe in and the head comes up, oh, and you breathe out and drop that left ear. And just no forcing, just noticing where you feel the stretch. Maybe it's not even in the neck, maybe it's in the shoulder. Being gentle and compassionate. And then slowly coming back to center and releasing that right arm. So now we're going to work on the spine coming forward. So I'd like you, as you breathe in, to drop your chin. And now bring your arm kind of right below where your breasts are. And it's just like a little reminder. And as you breathe out, see if you can just drop that upper part of your body. And now a little bit of engagement to the core as you release the arm to your side. Your hands are on your thighs as you slide down. One breath here, and then bend to the knees, almost like you're sitting on a chair, pushing into your feet as you come up. So here we go, all together, and it doesn't matter how far you get down. It's not about touching the floor. It's about focusing on the spine. So a breath in as you tuck the chin, and you can already feel a little stretch in the back of your neck. And then just rounding over the upper part of your body. You probably don't need your arm there this time. And going slowly. That's why sometimes having your hands on your thighs as you slide down. And once you're down, maybe you shake your head a little. Imagine that your thoughts can drop onto the earth. And as you bend your knees, I want you to just focus on the feet. Push the feet into the earth, push the feet into the earth, and the body comes up. So here we go. Last one. A breath in as you drop your chin. A breath out as you start rounding down. You can keep hands on thighs like we have or not. And once you're all the way down, just notice, maybe you're a tiny bit further than you were with your first forward bend. And then gentle bend to the knees as you slowly, slowly come up. So now we're going to do a little bit of a side to side. And again, listening to your body. I mean, healing yoga is about forgetting what our culture told us about we have to do it a certain way. It's about listening to your body and noticing what feels good. So intertwining your hands and bringing your fingers, and bringing your hands to the back of your neck, and then pushing into the feet and lengthening the body first so that you're creating space. The top of the head lifts up as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, just dropping that right elbow a little bit down towards the earth. And slowly back up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the left elbow goes down ever so slightly. And then breathing in as you come up. And a breath out as you drop that right elbow. A breath in as you come up. And a breath out as you drop down. And then slowly coming up, releasing the arms next to your body. So now we're going to do a little gentle work in with your shoulder. So allow that right arm to float up and around and back and down. And you're not forcing it as it floats. And now, if you care to, see what happens if you follow that hand with your eye. One more up, around, and back, and down. And now we're switching directions, so back, and up, and over, and down, and back, and up, and down, and back, and up, and down. And now pause and close your eyes and just see if you notice any difference between the right and the left. And if you have shoulder issues, I'm trusting that you're going to be mindful and only do what your body feels like doing. So let's begin on the left. So the left arm floats up and back and down, and you might notice one side is completely different than the other. Up and back and down. And maybe your eyes follow that hand. And then this one, we're going to reverse, so back and up and down and back and up and down and back and up and down. And close your eyes and feel your body. So I assume everybody knows what your shoulder blades are. Those are those little wings in your back. So we're going to stretch our shoulder blades forward, and then we're going to push them together like they're having a little love affair. So begin with your arms by your side, palms facing down. And now slowly reach your fingers towards me. Your arms are a little bit lower than shoulder height. And bring your mind right into your back and feel your shoulder blades separate. And now turn the palms up. As you bend the arms, bring the arms as close into the body as you can. And now pull those elbows back and imagine those shoulder blades are kissing one another. So 2 more. Palms facing down as you reach. And the shoulder blades separate. Turn the palms up. Elbows bend. And kiss those shoulder blades together. Sometimes our shoulder blades actually get a little stuck. So just think of this as adding a little WD-40 to your shoulder blades. Palms facing down. As you reach up, they creep away. The shoulder blades separate. Palms facing up. Arms bend. Elbows in close to the body as you pull them back and feel your shoulder blades. And then relax the arms. Close your eyes and feel your body. So I'd like you to begin now swinging your arms around your body and really gently. And relaxing the arms so much that it kind of feels like you have coat sleeves. And now I'd like you to bring your attention to the lower part of your back. And breathe out. You know, this is such a gentle thing to do to really relax your spine. You could do it several times a day, just. And now, as you keep noticing the spine, allow the arms to come up a little higher. And notice how you feel it. And then again, a little higher. And now, just like you're one of those rides at an amusement park, slowly coming back. So now we're going to do another stretch, but this time instead of just focusing on the spine, it's going to be to try to create a little bit of extra space in between our ribs. You know what, before we start, I'd like you to just place your hands on your ribs. So what happens, without us even knowing, is often we breathe so shallowly that it never makes it really into our ribs, and our ribs get kind of stuck. So as you breathe in through your nose, see if you can actually move your ribs a little, and then breathe out. And breathe in and allow the ribs to move. And breathe out. And now relax the arms. So what we're going to do is try to create some extra little space in between those ribs. So bringing your arms maybe 6 inches away from your body. Turn your left palm out and allow your left arm to float up. And now imagine I just walked behind you and I rested my hand on your left shoulder to say, relax your shoulder. This isn't about your shoulder. And now with your shoulder as relaxed as you can, reach up with the left. You're also reaching up with the top of your head. Eyes can be closed or open, but I'd like you to focus from that left heel to your left fingertips. And this might be plenty of a stretch for you today. If you feel like you could go a little further, your straight right arm is pointing down to the earth. So just allow it to be pulled down to the earth a little bit. And maybe you have even more of an opening in that left side. Maybe you can even feel an opening in the front of that left hip. And then slowly the palm turns down and you drops to your side. Shrug those shoulders up and back and down. And close your eyes and notice your left side. See if there's any difference between the left and the right. And then allow the hands to come 6 inches away from your body again. Turning that right palm out. Allow that right arm to float up, staying out of the right shoulder, and then lengthening from the top of the head, lengthening the right fingers up and the right foot down. This might be enough of a stretch. If you want to reach that left hand away and down a little bit, wherever you are, breathe into whatever space you've created in between those ribs. And then slowly the right palm turns out and down. And this time let's rotate our shoulders in the opposite direction. So rotating forward and up and back and down. And give our arms a little shake. So I was talking earlier about meridians and our lung meridians starting in our thumb. So I'd like you to bring your arms up so your upper arms are parallel to the earth, if you feel comfortable doing that. And then begin shaking your hands. So energy-wise, You're waking up your lung meridian, which goes from your thumb down your arms. Shake, shake, shake. You're also loosening up your wrists. And you're also doing something for your heart. You know, I was going to say composers, musical directors, you know, that are always flashing their arms around directing. They have really healthy hearts. So shake, shake, shake until it feels like your hands are going to fly off. And you might notice even your arms ache a little. That's because that's an isometric strengthening for your arms. So 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower your arms and close your eyes and feel your body. So we've been stirring up all this energy in our body. So let's do a little Tai Chi movement to kind of capture that energy. I'd like your feet to be a little wider than hip distance. I bend my knees a little because like I'm about to sit on a horse, and that just keeps my back straight, but it's not necessary to bend your knees if you have cranky knees today. And now I'd like you to place your hands on your second chakra, your core, and just engage that a bit. Pull it in and push it out. And pull it in and push it out. So my hands are in front, but really for awareness, my core muscles are doing the work. And I'm really waking up my core, and I'm also pulling the energy down. So we're only going to do 10 together, so if you want to count with me, you can. 1, 2, pulling in as hard as you can and releasing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly straighten your knees and close your eyes and just notice your body. So the next thing we're going to do, your feet are still wider than hip distance. Your knees can be bent for a straight back if you like. And when we breathe in, you're going to imagine you're scooping energy up. And when you breathe out, your arms are going to shoot out to the side, and you're going to flex your wrists. In yoga, we also talk about having external chakras, and 2 of those would be in the palms of your hands. So let's do it together, nice and slow. A breath in. As you breathe in, a breath out. Straight arms, wrists flexed, and then release. So if you care to incorporate the breath, you can, but only if it flows for you. Otherwise, just forget about holding your breath. So a nice breath in, a breath out, and then perhaps you hold your breath, feel, and release. Breath in as you scoop up, a breath out, A breath in, a breath out. Maybe you hold your breath. And release. Last one, even slower. A breath in, a breath out. And release and straighten your knees and relax your arms. And take a nice breath in through your nose, and if you care to, when you exhale, maybe dropping forward. And then slowly bending the knees and coming up. So our next is going to be focusing on some of our organs. So as I mentioned, our stomach is on the left. Have you ever worried so much you almost sort of had a stomach ache? So I think you'll agree that your stomach holds worry. So bringing your left foot forward, your legs are straight and you have equal weight in both legs. Your left hand is on your left thigh. And as you breathe in and the arm reaches up, the weight goes to the right leg, and you can really feel the stomach in the front and the kidney behind. So here we go together. A nice breath in as you reach up and feel your stomach, and feel your liver. And sorry, feel your kidney. You might feel your liver, which is on the right. And then back down. And if you want to incorporate your breath, you can. We're going to do it 3 times. A nice breath in. And hold. And release. A breath in. Feel your stomach. Feel your kidney. And release. Last one, breath in. A hold and feel. And release. Left foot comes back. Maybe you just shake the body a little to relax. Let go of that side as you bring the right foot forward. And now we really are onto the liver, which is on the right side. Straight arm, right hand on the right thigh. Breathe in as the weight goes back onto the left leg as you reach. You feel the liver in the front and the kidney behind. So here we go 3 times, and maybe you hold your breath and maybe you do. So a breath in and reach and feel and reach. And release. Again, a breath in and reach and feel and reach. And release. Last one, a nice breath in. And release. So our next one, I shouldn't say our last one, we're gonna, so you know your fascia is that little web that kind of goes in and around the muscles. And it's great to wake that up. And as my Pilates instructor says, it's great to confuse it as a way to wake it up. So I'd like you to start, and if you want to do this later with music, it's much more fun with music. Nice jazzy song. So starting with your first chakra, which is at your tailbone, just sort of give it a little wiggle, like you're a squirrel and you're just shaking that tail. And then moving it up to your second chakra, which we already talked about. And then up to your third chakra, which is where your solar plexus is. And then up to your heart chakra. And as I mentioned before about healthy hearts, you want to move your arms some. And now we're going to move it up to our throat chakra. And luckily we're all on Zoom, so there's nothing to be embarrassed about. So just pretend like you're in the shower, and we're going to say ah and wake up our throat chakra. So ah, and then moving our head and just shaking our whole body a little. And then slowly stopping. And just noticing your body, noticing the energy. Taking a nice breath in through your nose. And a breath out through your mouth. So we're going to do another energy gathering, and this is called Archer, because one hand becomes the bow and one hand becomes the arrow. So we're going to start by scooping up, and then the right arm pulls back and the left shoots out and the wrist is flexed. So here we go. If you want to have a little bend in your knees again, feet are a little wider than hip distance. Hands begin at the belly. A nice breath in as you scoop up. A breath out as the right pulls and the left stretches to become the arrow and release. So you can use your breath here as well. So a breath in, scoop up. A breath out. And now focus on your heart. And release. Again, a nice breath in. Breath out. And release. Really focus on that heart chakra. Breath in. Breath out. And release. And close your eyes. And feel your body. So here we go. We're going to move to the other side. So on this side, obviously the left arm becomes the pulling on the bow and the right becomes the arrow. And since you're all rehearsed on the other side, we're just going to do it 3 times. Well, 1 practice and then 3 times. So here we go, a breath in. A breath out as you pull and shoot. And release. So now as we begin, you can incorporate your breath if you care to. So a breath in, a breath out. Pull, feel your heart. And release. Again, a breath in, a breath out. And release. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Maybe you wiggle a little. So the next thing is going to be a little bit about balance and a little bit about strengthening your ankles, which when it's icy and snowy out there, both things are very important. So just begin by coming up on your toes and dropping down. And by the way, it's much easier to do this with your eyes open, and you find one spot. In yoga, we call it your drezhti. So coming up and down. So now you get to decide, is this really pushing it for you? If it is, then you stick with this. If you feel pretty stable with it, I'd like you to bring your arms up just a little lower than shoulder height. And then coming up on your toes and holding for a couple breaths. And dropping when you need to. And coming up and holding. And dropping when you need to. So here we are. Actually, we're not going to come onto our backs. We're going to come to a seated. It's not that I lied to you, it's just I've kind of run out of time. So before you go down to your seated position, just give a little wiggle again. And just notice if you got any tension from anything we did, letting it go. And then coming down to a seated position with your legs out in front. And if you can do it on the floor, you're bouncing your legs. If you're in a chair, you're just shaking your legs. And then slowly stop it. So now I'd like you to make sure that you're comfortable. You can be on the floor or in a chair. But wherever you are, I'd like you to feel your sits bones and straighten your spine. And feel your sits bones and straighten your spine. And then bring your fingertips to the top of your head. So you're tapping on the top of your head. You're being mindful. You might notice stress. So you're going gently. And then the fingertips go to the plate behind the ears. There's plenty of tension there. And then around to the base of the scalp. That's called your occipital ridge, and that's also where most of the tension is. So going gently. And then moving the fingertips all over the back of the scalp. Breathing out any tension. And then as you move to your temples, really tender with the tapping. There's tension there too. And then around to the forehead. And the eyebrows. And now as you tap gently on that space between the eyebrows, we think of it as our little worry space, so tapping there and gently relaxing. And then moving to the eyebrows and slowly down underneath the eyes. So now you're on the bony parts of the cheeks. And then the fleshy parts of the cheeks. And then down to the jaw. And if you're willing, even the teeth and the gums. It feels a little strange, but just gently tapping. And then releasing your hands to your lap and closing your eyes. I'm going to close with a poem from Dana Falls. In the shared quiet, an invitation arises, like a white dove lifting from a limb and taking flight. Come and live in truth. Take your place in the flow of grace. Draw aside the veil you thought would always separate your heart from love. All you ever longed for is before you in this moment, if you dare to draw in a breath and whisper yes. So let's do that together. All you ever longed for is before you in this moment, as we draw in a breath and whisper yes. Yes to this moment. Yes to this day. So in yoga, we often say namaste at the end. And what the namaste is, saying, I honor your light. So I'd like you to close your eyes and offer your first namaste to yourself. Honoring your own light. And then namaste, maybe to those you know or have yet to meet, maybe to all beings. So namaste. Thank you for practicing today. I hope you liked our healing yoga, and I hope to see you again.